power, cut the power, cut the power. Beautifully, beautifully done.
So here we're looking at the 1 in 500,000 chart. Here is Compton Abbas. Our route's going to take us south to Blandford.
So lined up, runway 08, ready to go. Let's go. Come on. There we go. So like we would for any outing that we do, consider your noise abatement turn. Whoop. It's hard flying from the outside. Right, there we go. And you follow the circuit. So in the circuit of Compton Abbas, we're no longer using the QFE, it's QNH, and the circuit height is going to be 1,800 feet. So that is 1,000 feet above airfield level, which is better for the neighbours, I think. Okay, so as you can see, we're now on base leg. Just trying to avoid some weather here. We're roughly at the pattern altitude height. We're a little bit higher, but we're just going to head in this direction. We want to go south. It makes the most sense to just follow the pattern round, and then when it's pointing in a southerly direction, just keep going. That cuts us away from final. You obviously need to keep an eye out to your right. That cloud is maybe an issue for us in a bit, but we'll see how much we can do. We are approaching the town of Blandford in Dorset. Now this isn't too far from Compton Abbas, which is behind us. It's hard to pick out from this angle, but it's up there somewhere. This is the road you take if you want to drive there from Blandford. It does snake its way up towards the airfield, so you can kind of follow that as a ground reference, but it is directly south of the airfield. It's about 3 or 4 minutes of flying, and you can use this as a bit of a start point for flying to wherever you want to go.
We're then going to go all the way along to Honiton, up to Dunkeswell.
So there we are, we've got Blandford behind us. We're on roughly 264. The wind isn't too much of a factor. I might just add in a little bit of rudder trim just to tweak this, because the Just Flight model is a little too sterile sometimes, I think. 2.5, I think. It seems to sit nicely for me. In the real aircraft, this is just like a screw, and you can see the threads, and one of the threads is painted white, so you can kind of work out where the middle is. So it's not anything majorly technical, and you can't be that fine with it, but you can certainly feel the difference. Now obviously we are cheating here. Visual flight rules indicate that you must be clear of cloud. Now, we're kind of punching through a hole here. We can see the ground. Getting a bit close on this side, I think we'll probably within 1,000 feet, but we kind of deviate from heading a little bit. We're going to punch through this bit, and it looks quite clear beyond it. Obviously, check your weather. Avoid getting into situations where you're not able to get down at either your destination, or if you're to return back to your home airfield, that you're able to land there. I read an accident report that was released fairly recently. There's a lot of failings, a lot of things that probably should have been picked up to ensure that that sort of thing didn't happen. And one of the big issues is checking weather reports before you go, so you know what you're going to face, and make sure that your details and information is up to date. You're not just looking at BBC weather or something like that. You need to look at the actual Met Office charts, understand those charts as well. Dr. Simon Keeling does a very good weather school. If there's any issues with understanding aviation weather charts, he's your man. It's worth subscribing to his newsletter, because he does weekly reports as well on what's going on with the weather and helps to identify weather windows, so that's quite a nice thing. And it's free to sign up to, so if you want to be on Simon Keeling's mailing list, have a Google. I'm sure it'll probably pop up. So as you can see, there is a bit of a break in the cloud. We are climbing. We've got the fuel endurance. We could go around it. I could go out onto the coast here. Isle of Purbeck is visible. This is Dorchester. But I think we can climb above this. It's fairly low level cloud, and once we're up, we should have a better vantage point on what the weather is like further ahead. We can then make a dynamic decision about whether it is safe to continue in our journey towards Honiton and get us back on track. So yeah, I've struggled to find this in real life, but on the simulator you can just about see it. That's the Abbas Giant. Right there. Very difficult to spot. Maybe one day. So here we are a little bit further on. This is Lyme Regis on the Devon-Dorset border here. So we're getting close. The weather, as you can see, the cloud is not particularly good, and we're all the way up to 8,400 feet. So it may be better to get under it again, which we'll do. We've also got to factor in, you want to lose about 500 foot per minute, so start to plan your descent with that in mind, that it's going to take you a couple of minutes to lose 1,000 feet. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, probably 14 minutes before you hit your intended point you need to start descending. I'm going to stay up a little bit longer. I'm going to descend through this hole here. It should get us more or less on track. We're slightly right of our planned track, south of it rather. Yeah, we're slightly south of our planned track and trying to descend through this hole here. Aim for about 500 foot per minute as a descent. Got to remember our carb heat. All this cloud, icing can still be an issue, especially at this altitude. So if you look through here, you can see Honiton. How do we know it's Honiton? There's an industrial estate, but most importantly there is the A30 dual carriageway which goes around the town. very distinct. We're still quite a way off, but we're descending now. Just past Axminster, which is through the haze there. There's the A35 road through, I think it's Kilmington and Wilmington, if my memory serves me correctly. Dunkeswell is on the hills up here. Could be that one there. But we'll figure that out when we get there, because when we get to Honiton we need to change heading. We need to turn 340 for a distance of 4 nautical miles. So I've pulled the power to idle, because we're still very high as we approach Honiton. The wonderful thing about this though is that the aeroplane just wants to fly at the same speed. It'll just trade the height to maintain it. You don't have to do too much. It's just a very nice way of operating, and one of the reasons why the PA-28 is such a kind of user-friendly aircraft. So at this junction here, this is kind of my initial point really for 3, 4. Just going to listen to the ATIS for Exeter.
Exeter Airport information, Charlie 1100 Zulu. Wind 141 at 8. Visibility 6. Sky condition, few clouds at 1,900 feet, ceiling 4,900 feet broken. Temperature 1 tree. 2.10. QNH tree 0.15.
So 141, 8 knots. It's going to be a runway 17 approach. We're going to request a full stop.
Echo Golf
You
Tango
give them a call
Uniform,
about now.
Traffic Piper Golf, Echo Delta Golf India, 4 miles, south 3,600 feet, inbound to land run.
So yeah, if you go to the Dunkeswell Aerodrome website, they give you information. We're doing runway 17, which is a left-hand circuit, but it doesn't provide you with any maps. You've got to go to the AIP. Ba-da-da-da. Aerodromes. Dunkeswell. All the way down at the bottom, charts. Charty McChartface. They're only giving you this one. I'm sure there's one in circulation that has all the circuit information. But yeah, we'll go up, we'll go around and come back down again. So we're facing the reciprocal airfield here. We want to aim for the downwind. This long road along the ridgeline of the hill is quite a good little reference point, but it's the downwind for the other runway. But we should be able to just do a little bit of a left turn here and kind of go in that direction, just so that we're parallel the right point. So again, Dunkeswell is another airfield that is about 800 foot above sea level. So that's us at 1,800. We're going to go down to 1,600. Because it's a circuit. Certainly last I checked, but I will check again before I actually go there for real. So we're going to do some checks. So brakes are off, undercarriage is down and fixed, mixture is rich, prop pitch is fixed, fuel, we're going to switch to the right tank. Instruments are happy. Hatches harness is all good. Carby's all been on for our entire descent. I'm going to switch it off for now. Hatches harness is all good on that front. So established for left hand downwind to runway 17. So that's as established, ready for churning base for runway 17. Get rid of this ATC window. As nice as it is, Microsoft Flight Simulator's lacking somewhat on that front. Go turn in final. Just take it gently. Just let it come round. This is looking good. The wind is coming from our left as we look at it. We've already kind of been a little bit late off the centre line, but we can correct that, it's not a problem. We're nicely balanced. 70 knots, we're going to go full flaps at this stage. Trim. 1,500 RPM. 65. A little bit of power, come on, sink in. Turbulence over the trees or something. Come on. Oh, it would go all stuttery, wouldn't it? Damn you, Microsoft Flight Simulator, I'm having a lovely time here and you're ruining it. Don't know what's going on. Right. Let's just cut the power, cut the power, cut the power. Beautifully, beautifully done. Just hold off, hold off, hold off, hold off. Gently let the concrete come to you. And we're down. Can I just say, this freeware Dunkeswell that's available on flightsim.to is fantastic. Now, follow the yellow lines, follow them as accurately as you can. Then if you do have a collision, you can argue that everybody else should have been out your way because you were following the yellow lines. Oh my god, what's going on? Straighten the wheels. Go into that little office and you pay your fee.
Up to Dunkeswell. Then we're going to go over to U Pottery as our kind of departure from circuit point to then travel to Dorchester. We're then going to go to Corfe Castle, which is here, being wary of this danger area here. Sandbanks, Hurst Castle, and then Leon Solent. And that'll do for today.